Hi everyone, this is Edwina with Elegant Creations, and I'm here to do my Thursday tutorial, but I'm going to do things a little different today. These boxes are what we're going to work on next week and the week after. So I had already kind of did this one, but I did a box for it this time. I'm going to show you how to make the box for my treat holders, okay? And this way, when I go to do them, I already have the box made, and then all I have to do is show you how to decorate it. I think it'd be a lot easier, but I want to show you the formula of how I get there. And so these two are the same size. This is a little bit different, and I'm going to show you what I did. And so let me see if I find my nuggets. Okay, so this one, what I did was I wanted the nuggets to sit side by side since this was so wide. So I'm going to put 2 nuggets in these ones. So this is different than my little small nugget, the ones that I sell for $1. These were a lot smaller and these are a lot bigger. So I'm going to sell these for more, but I wanted to put 2 nuggets in them. So I created a little box to go in there, okay? And so I kind of started by kind of measuring to make sure that I had enough room. Okay, so this was a little less than 2, but I went ahead and did 2. I can do a little less, but I did a 2. So this measures 2, and then this on the side is 3/4. Okay, so what I do is I draw a little long I don't know, square. It's not square, so oblong. And then I put a line down here, and this is your bottom. Okay, and then this is the top. This is this part right here. Okay, so it's a 2. So I'm going to put a 2 here. I'm going to do it in pen. Okay, a 2, and then you're going to do your sides, which is 3/4. And your sides and your bottom should be the same. Okay, so the bottom should be 3/4. Okay, then you're going to do another line here, and you're going to do a 2. So you have front, your back, and your sides, 2 sides. Okay, and you're going to do a 3/4. And then this right here is going to be a half. This is going to be a little tab that's in here. I don't know if you could see it right in there. And that's going to hold the pieces together. Okay. And then what you're going to do is you're going to add. And so this is 4, 5.5, and then this is 6. So you're going to cut a 6, and then you're going to get from here to here, which is 1 3/4, and then you're going to add your 3/4 inch here. Okay, and then so that's going to be okay. I forgot to do something. So okay, so then you're going to measure 1 3/4 plus 3/4, and that's going to equal 2.5. Okay, so you're going to cut a 6 by 2.5. Okay, and I cut a piece here. So then you're going to score, and if you don't have a scoreboard, you can get your ruler. You can mark your little you can do the 2. Oops, you can do a 2 here. Oops, I'll go to the top. A 2, and then all your score lines. Okay, and then you can go down with your ruler, put something soft, and then you can use your scoring tool and then score down, okay, with the ruler. So that's what you can do without a scoreboard. Okay, okay, so then I do so I'm going to do a 2, and then 2 3/4. Okay, and then a 4 3/4, and then a 5.5. Okay, and then what I do is let me just show you real quick what I do. Okay, so I add all these up, and then I put the X sign, 2 by 2 3/4, and so I have this all the time. After I score it, then I kind of go, I count what I need. Then I go and I do my measurements, and then I write it down. So I don't have to figure it out every time. So I do the 2 plus 3/4 plus 2 plus 3/4 plus the half. And then I add them. Then I do the score lines. And then I put down the exact measurements. Okay. And that way I have that every time. And then you turn, and you're going to do 3/4. Oops, I think this is off. Okay, and then you're going to do 3/4. Okay. Okay, so then you do this on every one of them, but you're going to measure differently. Oops, what did I do here? Oop, this was off. Guess I didn't have it all the way. Redo it. There. And then if you make a mistake, I just kind of go over it like this so I don't make a boo-boo. We all make boo-boos. I make a lot of them. So I like to do, I just get a lot of scrap pieces of paper, and I do my prototype first. And then I fix it from there so I don't cut my good paper. And sometimes my measurements change. I make it shorter, just this way I know. Okay, so then you're going to have, this is your tab. And you're going to cut this off right here. And you're going to go at an angle at the bottom. And then you're going to cut each of your score lines. Okay? All the way up to this bottom score line. This is your bottom. Okay? And then you're going to go in at an angle, just to cut the excess off. And then I cut a little bit off here and in here. That's just, I just like to cut them a little shorter. Okay, and then let me get my glue. It's probably dry. Forgot to bring my needle. Okay, so then you just flip that over, and then you meet the other end. And just kind of hold it a little bit just till. And you can put tape if you want. I don't like to use tape. It doesn't really stay for me here. I rather just use the glue. Okay. So then you open it up, and you can use your scoring tool to strengthen it, make it tight. You just put glue on the inside of this flap and on the outside of this flap. Inside of one and outside of the other. So I'm going to bring this forward, and then I'm going to bring this over. And I've done this box lots and lots of times, but I just wanted to show you how I from start to finish. So if you don't have a box with your die, you can make your own. And most of my purses, unless it came with a bottom or sides, I did do my own box. Okay, so I just kind of figure out more or less what the sizes I want on the sides, and then the tallness. Okay, so there's that. And then what I'm going to do, let's see if I find it. Okay. So I am going to put my, see how I went over on this right here? I just can cut that off. Let's see what that is. Just didn't fold it in all the way. Okay. So then you're going to get your apron. And on my apron, I got this Stampin' Up! And it just comes, I didn't bring my dies. But I'll show you because we're going to decorate these next week. But I just want to show the box this week. And so I did this with foil paper. And I did last year I did some Santas, and I put a little black belt with a little buckle and then buttons down here. And then I did a Mrs. Claus. And I did this little pocket here. And then I did it in red. And I think hers was the glitter paper. And this one I did the foil. But they were really cute, and I sold them all. And so I want to make some more this year. But I wanted to put the 2 candies instead of what did I put last year? I think I made it big enough to do 3, I think. And I think on this one you can put 3 if you want, but you'd have to do it, oh, I did it wider. You can do it wider if you want to put 3. See, I didn't do it to where I could put 3. And so then you can just put them like this and put another one. But you would have to do this sides a little wider, like a 1/4 of an inch wider. Okay, so you would have to do an inch instead of 3/4. So that's how you do this one. Okay, and then this box is the same as this box, as the mixer. Okay, so you would measure that. And so this one is a little different. Well, it's the same, it's just the measurements are different. Okay, because this is a little more narrow, so I did that. Okay, so I'll do this again, and I'm going to measure. I'm going to get my cheat sheet here. My brain freezes, so I have to have my measurements already ready. Okay, so this one is going to be 1 1/4. I went up to there, and then the sides are 1 inch. Okay, so then that means the bottom is 1 inch. Okay, so again, I draw a line, and so I do 1 1/4. Oops, 1 1/4, and then you do a 1 inch, and then your back, which is 1 1/4, and then your side, it's a 1 and then a 1/2. This is your flap, same thing. So this is the 1, you do a 1. Okay, so then this one is 1 2 3 1/2 4. Wait, oops, it's 1 2 3. This is 5. Wait a minute, what did I do wrong? Oh, this is a 1, that's why. 1 2 3 4, and then 1/2, 4 1/2, and then the 5. So this is 5 by, then I measure this. This is 1 1/2, and then the 1. So that is 2 1/2. Okay, so I would cut a piece of paper at 5 by 2 1/2. And I don't, yeah, I did cut. Okay, same thing. You would do your measurements again. So 1 1/4 by 2 1/4 by 3 1/2 by 4, because you need 1 inch. Oh, 3 1/2. Let's see. Yeah, 3 1/2 by 4 1/2, and then your 5. Okay. And then you're going to turn it, and you're going to do 1 inch. Okay. So this one will be, where's my, here. Okay. And you can cut this off if you want, if you have any type of teapot that you have. I might cut those off, but it will stand like this. Okay. So that's this one right here. Okay, this is going to be your part right there. This one kind of has a curve, so you can cut it straight. But the ones I did last year, I cut it off here. But we'll figure that out next week. But so that's how you do the box for this one. And same thing, you cut your little sides. You fold all your score lines. And then after I figure out what the measurements are, I put it back in here, and then I write them down. So I have my measurements here. So every time it'll be exactly what I need. And I don't have to sit there and figure out, you know. So that's how I do that. And then the same thing, you just keep cutting. I can't really see, so I don't want to bend my head to cut them, so I'm not going to do them all. But that's how you do your boxes, okay? And this is a little shorter, fatter, a little bit more square. So how I'm going to do the candies on this one is I'm going to put them facing this way, okay, back to back, okay, just like that. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, that's how I'm going to put them in this one, but they're going to have 2 because these are a lot taller and bigger than this. big difference from the little dollar ones, and these ones are going to be a little bit more. I don't know if I'm going to put this or not. I might put a flower there, but I will decorate them a little bit more. And then I have, they're all the same formula, cut the same, the long ways. And so this one I had made, and this one is going to hold a mini Hershey bar. Okay. And so I did the measurements on this one also. Okay. So the bottom, the width of this one is 1 1.25, and then the length is 2 3/4. So then I would do the same thing. Okay. Let me see if I have the measurements on that one. Oops. That way I don't have to do it again. Okay. So it came out to, okay, this is the tall one. So it's 3 1/4 by 4, and then I scored at 1 1/4 by 1 3/4 by 3 by 3 1/2, and then the 4 is that where I cut it, and then you turn it and do a 1/2 inch, because this right here is a 1/2 inch. Okay, and so here's my little box here, and so then like I said, I messed up right here, but you just fold it in. Same thing, you cut, and then you fold in all your pieces. This one I accidentally cut it there. So that's how you're going to do this box. And then whatever, like mine is my mitten, so that's going to fit perfectly right there. And you can measure this to make sure and just do it a little bit bigger. Like this is 1 1/4. A little less than 1 1/4. It's a little less than 1 1/4. So I just leave it a little bit bigger. Okay, so that's how I came to this little one also. And then I didn't want to go over too much on this. So I will be showing these closer to probably Christmas in July. I'll show how to make these. But you'll know how to do the box, and then I'll explain it again. And then this one is the bigger mixer. We went to lunch today with the that I taught classes with, and they're all my friends, and so they used to go to my class, and they wanted to get together for lunch, which was nice. And one of the ladies made us this really cute box. I didn't bring it, and it had this little spring gingerbread in it. It's the Little Debbie's, and I thought it was so cute. And she said that they have them for Christmas also. I've never seen them, but I wanted to use them, and so I did the larger. It didn't fit on the smaller one. It was too big. So I decided to make a box for this one. And again, I just measured. I measured my box, how big I wanted it. And so I knew this one was too small and not wide enough, so I just added, I think, a 1/2 inch or so. And then I kind of measured. This was a little less than 3, so I cut my box at 3. So it was like 2 3/4. So I wanted it to be a little bit bigger so I don't break it. But I think I'm going to do a lot of the Christmas mixing bowls and then do these. I'm not sure how much I'm going to charge for these. But last year, or the year before, last year, I did them a little taller, did a little bit more decorative stuff here. I'm going to decorate them here, probably put some gingerbread, and then the little utensils. But I put that cake in a mug, but they don't sell them anymore. I had a hard time last year finding them. So I have put Little Debbie cakes in it. So I might do that this year, but I like this gingerbread, and then I'll do a gingerbread here. And so I did that one, and I made the box for this. And so it's pretty easy. I hope you guys all find that it's easy to make. And if you have any questions, please let me know. I know I talk a little fast and kind of get a little mixed up, but they are pretty easy to make. And if you want to do purses or you want to do boxes, it's the same type, just figuring out how wide you want it, how tall, and then your bottom and your sides have to be the same. And I will show one of these days when I make my coffee ones. That box is a little different since it's at an angle. I do those a little different. And then some of my bigger aprons, I do a different box, but I will when we're working on those. I don't want to get too confused. Um, we can work on that type of box, and that one's easy. So I have a couple boxes that I do my own, and I try to keep it as simple as possible. And so thank you all so much for watching. And thank you all for leaving comments and hitting the like button. I really appreciate that, and it really helps my channel to grow. And I'm almost to 1,000, so I think I'm at 895, something like that. So I have just a little bit of ways to go. So thank you all so much, and have a good evening. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.